Afternoon guys, so welcome to Redlands. I decided to do the bike video today on site. Normally I do it in the workshop in the garden, but I thought I'm going for a ride today. It's a profuse sweating and it's 30 degrees in the UK today, so bloody hot. And I thought while I'm out here I might as well do the video we was talking about, if some of you seen the little catch up I did yesterday. So yeah, a few people have been asking, can I talk them through my setup? And some of the choices I've done and why I've done them. So let's get into it, eh? So the topic in hand today is my 2022 LEVO Gen 3 S-Works, which is a frame up build, not a bike. Didn't opt to buy the whole bike because what's the point when I'm going to change it all anyway. So yeah, so let's get started with the cockpit side of things. What do I run? So here we go. As you can see, NV bars, NV stem. I run a 30mm stem because I run an S5, which in normal language is XL. I like quite a long front centre, coming from riding downhill for a long time, I suppose. And a 30mm stem, I prefer it. It makes the steering feel quick. You know, the longer the stem, you end up sort of like almost like hoeing rather than turning, and hoeing in the sense of the gardening, not as in the Saturday night sessions. So yeah, that's my bar and stem. I run 800mm bar. I'm 6'1", pretty sort of big stature, so suits me fine. On the control side, as you can see, up Tech 4 doing the brake duties. Well, I'll show you the other end of that in a sec. Axis shifter, that just comes part of the course. Same for the seat post other side. Ergon grips, GE1s, these are wicked. As you can see, they're like a funky shape. Yeah, so they shape the palm of your hand. So as you grip physically, even there's like a, I don't see on here, there's a notch where your finger is, and you know, especially if you sort of fore grip, death grip, whatever you want to call it, sometimes like myself, it's quite comfortable. Gets rid of arm pump, hand ache. Pretty cool. Yeah, brakes. Well, I use index finger rule, so hold on, index finger finds itself to the end of the brake straight away. Everything else is out of the way, shifter's inboard. Same as the left hand side, same thing again, index finger. As soon as you grab, index finger's what grabs the brake lever. Everything else is out of the way. Keep things nice and clean. So yeah, Tech 4, other business end, same thing, V4 brakes, V4 rotors, which were only fitted yesterday. So giving them a good bedding in today. Redlands is perfect for that. These are probably the best brakes I've used. And I'm not just saying it because I've just fitted them. I've tried a few things along the way. I've done Shimano, I've done SRAM, literally just come off of a set of code RSCs, which were great brakes. I mean, really good brakes. But you know, when you start doing some big hills, I mean, we've done some decent whale sessions this year, and hanging on that back brake for a long time, started to get a bit of wrist ache. You know, I'm no spring chicken now, and that wrist of mine's had a few bangs, as you can see by the funky shape of it, and after a while it just starts aching hanging on. So had a bit of a shop around, had a look, read some reviews, and the V4s everyone's saying is the kiddie for power and modulation. So took a pump, on they went, and yeah, got to agree. The only sort of thing I've done really custom with them is I run the e-bike pad in the back and the race compound pad in the front. Just means the front's got a little bit more grip and less likely to disappear with all the shit and stuff in front of it, whereas the back one is a slightly harder pad, but just makes it more resilient to wear. I'm also running 220 front, 203 rear rotors, just because it's the standard I've always run. I don't think you need to have 220 up front, back, sorry, it just makes the back a little bit too snatchy. And yeah, 203 is what works for me, really. That's the braking side of things. I suppose onto the blingy bit is drivetrain, SRAM axis. Now, you don't need to have the all singing all dancing like I've got, which is the XX. You know, you can use any of the axis systems, but I would say to anybody, if you want a drivetrain that's reliable, lasts, easy to use, just get into axis. Honestly, you will not be disappointed. I know there's some Shimano die-hard guys out there, and Di2, yes, same difference really. But a lot of the people I talk to about, you know, not auto shifting, electronic shifting, it's not the ease of use, it's the way it works. Because with axis and with Di2, when it's set up properly, every shift is perfect. You don't get them dumb shifts. And we all know it's like every now and then you lit the trigger shifter, you don't quite go up a gear, crunch and bang and blah blah, and especially on e-bike it makes it like 3 times as bad because of the amount of torque you're generating. With electronic shifting, it just boom, it's in, it shifts and it goes, literally. It's one tap of the button and it's in. You know, it's and because it does that, it means your cassette don't get such much of a kick in, your chain doesn't get any kind of put through some horrible tensional shifts or brakes and stuff. Yeah, and it lasts forever. I mean, my last setup, I had the XX1 on before this, and I got 4,000 mile out of a cassette, which is unheard of, you know. And I'm not a little bloke; I'm 105 kilo, and I ain't shy of showing these things some hills. And yeah, just wicked stuff. Honestly, even if you can get the Gen 1 Axis GX set up, get into it. Honestly, you will not be disappointed. So yeah, that's the 4XX setup, which, like I say, even if it was a GX, it'd work just as well. I just like the nice gear. Last little bit, these are the standard cranks the bike comes with, which are the Praxis carbons. All I've done is I've sanded the paint off of them. There is a video on there of me doing it, just to make them look a bit different. Get the carbon, makes them look a bit pretty. At the minute, I'm on Pembury flats as well, and for anybody who just enjoys going for a bike ride, flats are the way forward. I say I am at the minute because I am going to go back clipped in, purely because I've been doing some sort of pretty lively rides, and I'm also potentially going to start racing again next year, just for a bit of fun. And when you're at full chat, trying to keep your feet on the pedals is a nightmare. Even today I've had a couple of near ones, and my shins ain't forgiven me as much as they used to, so I'm going to clip back in again. I don't take my feet off the pedals anyway, so might as well lock myself on. And of course, Fox 38 factories and Fox X2 factory. No real reason why, you know, I just opt Fox. God, made me my head angle really steep then. Yeah, the frame come with an X2, which after a bit of tuning, and I have retuned it, I've had to put a, they come with a 0.08 shim kit in them. I've put a 0.12 in it. Again, I'm an heavy guy and I ride the thing hard. You know, I could probably have been off with a Canevo and a Levo, but they don't do a full fat Canevo in carbon, so ended up with Levo. So yeah, shim the shock out, reduce the space from it as well, so it's ever so slightly longer in the stroke. Gives it sort of just over 160mm travel rather than 155. Yeah, and the Fox is the EMTB tuned 38 grip 2. Yeah, and that's that. Nothing really much else funky going on. Now, tyres. Probably the one thing everyone sort of gets their head right into, and me being one of them people. I was a long advocate of Maxxis. In my last sort of stint racing downhill, which was for a little while, I rode Maxxis start to finish. So from sort of 2012 up till 2017, racing all over the place, all around the world on Maxxis. Loved them. Put them on this though, and just used to just destroy rear tyres. I mean, honestly, one of the shops that support me, Grips, big shout out to Matt at Grips, by the way. There was a rolling joke in the shop, which was when I picked a back tyre up, how soon would I be back in for another one? And the record was 6 days. It's just tearing sidewalls out, and that was on a Maxxis DHR2 double down 2.6, all singing, all dancing, DH bead. Yeah, tore the arse out of it. Literally split the side where the bead runs around the rim, and that was over Surrey. Just tore the backside out of it. So I had to sort of do a bit of homework, and when I was a long-time advocate of Maxxis, I was a long-time hater of Schwalbe, because the people I used to know used to get punches all the time. I just used to find them horrendous. They used to be pigs to get on off rims. Yeah, just didn't get on with them. But a lot of people going, eddy currents are wicked. You know, with the rear tyre got a downhill casing, what they call gravity trail. What's gravity trail? Is it gravity trail? I can't remember what it's called now. It is, isn't it? It's gravity trail. Super gravity. That's it. Super gravity. Super gravity sidewall. And man, yeah, it can take an absolute thrashing. That is, I've put that tyre on. It's been literally fit and forget. And I mean, the sort of stand up for those in the UK who know Dovey very well. I was at Dovey midsummer, and everyone else I know was on Maxxis and on Conti's were getting punctures. That thing, nothing. Literally, all I had to do, I say nothing, I had to put, and funny enough, it's actually there, I had to put a plug in it because it got a hefty great thorn in it, and I weren't willing to leave it in there. But that is it. That thing stuck it out. So, epic tyre. And I did have an eddy current on the front. But funny story, went to the UK bike show in London, got talking to the guy at Schwalbe, you know, talking about where I ride, and I'm from the southeast of the UK, so spend a lot of time, like today, in Surrey, and Redlands and stuff, and the ground round here is rocky and loamy. And he said the front eddy current, he goes, is more of an alpine tyre. It's made more, it prefers rock rather than loose. And he said, stick a Super Trail Magic Mary on the front and you won't regret it. And he was bang on the money. That thing has saved my bacon more than once. I mean, I've had some real like outer shape front enders. You know, it's like when you chuck it into a corner and like the bars try and fold in on you. That thing just hooks up, pulls back out again. Absolute stunning tyre. So I had an Assegai on the front originally, which had bucket loads of grip. But again, sidewalls, Maxxis sidewalls are like Rizzler paper. They are floppy as. And I could roll the bead on the front. And if anyone's ever done that, it's the fucking most unsettling feeling you've ever had in your life, when you feel the tyre actually just roll over. And speaking of tyres mounted to stuff, as you can see, DT Swiss EX511s, and they're running Oak Pro 5s. Again, I used to race on carbon rims. And when I say I used to race on carbon rims, if the conditions were right, I used to run on Envies. But if they were harsh, I used to run on these. They are possibly the best rim ever as an alley rim goes. I mean, just look at the World Cup circuit. It talks for itself. They're 30mm internal, so you can run some decent sized tyres, but you can also run some slim tyres without it, you know, causing problems. I mean, I only run a 2.4 on the front. I don't like having a massive tyre in the back. I find it dull and dim-witted. I like a bit of a tyre that's got a point and shoot to it. And with the 30mm on the DTs, as you can see, profile, he's spot on. And then on the back, 2.6s only come 2.6s narrow, but being there's only a 27.5 in the back because the LEVO runs mullet, it all works. So yeah, so Schwalbe's, Magic Mary, eddy current, Super Gravity, and Super Trail, pucker tyres. Axis seat post, Ergon EMTB saddle. The only real difference is the little lip at the back. Some people like them, some people don't. I think it's wicked because when you put the thing uphill, it stops your arse sliding off the back. What else is on there that's of any kind? Oh, I'll tell you, it's a bit tricky as well. Let me show you this one. So, feedlot bowl. You know, everyone's seen, Petey loves these. Twisted out, jobby. But as you can see underneath, there's a little gadget under there with these funky little security bolts. That is a Nog Scout. So what's a Nog Scout? It is an onboard alarm and tracker, which only works with iPhones, so be mindful. But it's got a built-in AirTag and a 78 decibel alarm. So if someone ever decides to try and half-inch a bike, one, it will scream its tits off, and two, you can track it with your phone. And unless someone's got the tool to remove it, or a pair of pin pliers on them and whatever, it gives you enough time. I mean, don't get me wrong, when someone wants to try your bike, it's going to go. But it gives you enough time to sort of at least have an idea, if you sort of see it go, where it's going, and gives you a fighting chance of getting your bike back. But cool little thing, only 40 quid. Check them out, great bit of kit. The new Garmin 840 Solar, that does all my tracking and stuff. And here, let me show you. Let it load up. That does, yeah, and a bit of navi as well. So if you're out and about doing your own thing, got a pretty funky dashboard as well. I don't think you see the reflection. There you go. Does all your speed and distances and everything all on one screen. It's pretty cool. Underneath here, let me just whip the Garmin out of the way quick. One Up multi-tool. These are the daddies. These, I mean, the bike comes with a Specified Zone Swap multi-tool, which is a little flip round lid, pops up. Wicked. It's a bit like R2D2, the old lightsaber pops out, but the tool itself is pretty pants. Whereas this has got a multi-tool in it, a chain breaker, which you can see at the end. In the end of there is a plug installer tool and a spare plug. A little magnets inside, which inside there is the spare links, and it also doubles up as a tyre lever. Yeah, everything you're going to need while you're out and about to get you out of trouble, all in one place. Now, these ain't cheap, right? These are a few quid, but don't ask me what, I can't remember much to pay for it, because I've got the threading version, which you have to use with this one, which you have to buy a special tool to cut it in as well. So all in all, yeah, it's probably cost me 150-ish quid, but wicked bit of kit. Proper get you out of trouble. It just pops in there like that. And I think that is it for the bike. There isn't much else I've got in there. Obviously, the running tubeless and blah, blah, blah. But if anyone's got any questions about setup and stuff that I haven't mentioned, or sort of setup, sorry, you know, the kit on the bike, drop us some comments below. Ask anything you like and I'll talk you through it. If there's anything I've missed, let me know. But yeah, that is my setup. That is my ride. Right, guys, I'm going to get back on, clock in some more laps while the weather's good. Make hay. Cheers, guys.